Okay, so before we jump into, oh, that's not stable. Before we jump into getting all this ready and starting, we're gonna get a little time lapse, drain some fluids. Don't mind me. Don't mind me at all. Just cleaning some. Smells like gear oil. Why would there be gear oil in this? What's going on, guys? We're back for another video. Average Joe here. I don't think I've ever really started a video out that way by referring to myself as Average Joe, but this is Average Joe Builds, so I guess that would mean I'm average. I have no idea. Yeah, usual video, but in a not usual way. No truck stuff today. Instead, we're actually going to be messing with this old dirt bike. Just doing a bunch of family stuff recently. I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks now. Did gutter work on the house, cleaning up, getting ready for winter. You know, the end of summer is here officially. It's fall, and just wanted to make sure the basement's all ready, getting a bunch of stuff powder coating wise downstairs ready, getting the backyard ready, all that fun stuff. Digging around cleaning up the backyard, I actually found this thing under a pile of junk that we had. We have a couple dirt bikes back there that are just parts bikes and piles of junk and, you know, stuff I got for free that I have a really bad habit of turning things down, and it's a perfectly good dirt bike. Why am I going to throw it away? Well, this thing, we had got it. It had sat for years, and then we let it sit for years. No real backstory on it. Supposedly, it was a partially restored old flat track bike by, you know, the number plate tags, and there's a little bit of things that kind of lead to that. Like the front hub is super clean, and I mean everything actually looks really nice. Well, we're going to start throwing in some B-roll while I talk over this here. Even though everything looks really nice, you have probably one of the more disgusting piles I've ever seen. I'll throw the B-roll in here. Like I was saying, it's just wherever you are up there screwing up my audio. Okay, like I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. We'll get it actually pulled apart because it's really mocked up right now. Literally, the seat is just sitting. This is what's left of the points cover, I think. Yeah, and the gasket for it, that's just turned to paper. That's garbage. The tank is literally just sitting on there, just no bolts, nothing, and doesn't sound like it's full of rust, but here, I'll set this down. I have never in my entire life seen someone braze a tank back together so crappily, and just, yeah. I know you're wondering to yourself, why am I bothering with this pile of junk instead of messing with the trucks, doing stuff like we usually do? We have the 4Runner, we have plenty of trucks in the back, plenty of stuff we could be doing. I just needed a mental break. You know, just need one of those days where I can mess with something that's not super extravagant and hard to build. And I don't know, this thing is just starting to notice there's none of the wires connected whatsoever to anything. I have no idea. It's like the frame says it's a 1972 XL 250, but the engine says SL 250, and those are two separate bikes, so I don't know exactly what's going on here. I have never seen some welds this bad. I mean, these things are just absolutely, yeah, like I said, there's just piles of just leaves and just gross, and I'm pretty sure this is literally oh, that's not gonna show up on camera, is it? That plug is so disgusting. I did prepare for this video. You know, it's a will it start, so I bought a new coil because they need condensers, and the one on this is not, it's not the right coil. From what I've read about these bikes are 6-volt bikes, and that's a 12-volt coil. I will need the actual tip of the wire for this coil down here, but there's a few things I'm worried about. The air box looks like it's Okay, it doesn't look like the airbox is definitely just not actually attached at all. Does this? Okay, I mean, the throttle works. I know the clutch works because to move the bike, I wanted to find a clutch lever. I just popped it in neutral, but this is a hobgobbled. This is literally this. They're all different pieces from different bikes. And it's a little stiff, but it works. So, instead of a Rambletron like I've been doing, let's just jump right into this. I want to drain the oil because fairly certain. Oh yeah. Oh, this might just be a lot. That's that's as much water as it is oil. I could definitely just say, hey, look there's some oil in my water, but I don't know. Does the damn bike even kick over? Oh. Okay, well. Oh. It kicks over and it was full of... No! That is not on the seat. Mostly still water. I don't, I don't understand, honestly. Unless, the only thing I can think of, unless the spark plug was actually allowing a ton of water just down into the crankcase the whole time. This was empty when I started. And this is pretty full now. Yeah, ramble. I'm gonna get the air turned on downstairs, and I'm gonna just try and clear the cylinder out. My battery died, so I don't know what all you guys could see, but still, after all those quarts, if I lean it, let's see. Oh, of course, I'm not going to be able to lean it far enough with one hand. It's still, oh, hey, no. It's still dripping water. It's not oil. Oil does not have that viscosity, so get this cleaned out more. I mean, it spins over. The rings shouldn't be stuck. Should make compression. I don't know. I'm going to get this junk coil off. I'm going to get some pieces off, and then we'll get back to you in a few. So I don't miss my Vice Grip Garage. Jumping in real quick again with you guys. So we've had a bunch of time lapse, obviously. I said I wasn't going to clean the bike up until, we knew it ran, but every time I touched something and got just hair and grease and grime everywhere, did a quick wipe down. I mean, it's pretty wild. I don't know if it's been repainted. I'm assuming it's been repainted, but it is messed up in a bunch of spots. I don't know. It could be original paint. Need to yank this coil off real quick. Still need a new spark plug. It turns over. I did get a couple gallons of water out of the crankcase. I'm assuming there's some in the transmission, so I gotta drain the transmission. Not until that, we're waiting till it starts to see if it starts or not, because if I can't get it to run, I don't care. It's just a parts bike again at that point. Yeah, a little bit worried about a couple things. So the air cleaner wasn't attached. And then obviously water made its way. I don't really want to touch that. 1 second. Let's see if I can hold you with my knees. This is just Oh, yuck. So I'm gonna pull the float out. Oh my, just look at that. I'm gonna pull the float out. I'm going to brake clean the crap out of all of this just to make sure. They're probably running the mic into the bike right there. I was just staring in amazement. Yeah, I might as well just pull everything off and brake clean it out real quick. I'm gonna do a quick parts store run. Like I said, pull the coil, replace the plug. I'll grab some starting fluid and stuff like that. Before we jump into all that, I need to know which one of these is the wire that I need. Online, it's referring to this as the alternator. I'm assuming there's an alternator inside of the case. So inside of the case, you have this wiring harness, which goes to that plug. You have your points and your points wire. You will have a wire off your coil, and then you have kill switch wiring. So essentially, if I can get, I gotta look at the diagram one or two more times just to be certain, but I think it's alternator to points, and then at the same time there's a junction somewhere. I gotta dig in through some of this wire. This is the worst soldered glob of just garbage and junk. So I gotta dig into some of this. Okay, I think that's the junction I need. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I just plug the points and the coil and the kill switch all into that. And basically how it fires, because you have no battery, the battery is only required for the lights, which this doesn't have. So the alternator energizes the coil, which then turns the spark plug on, which obviously gas, spark, papa, bang bang, brap brap. If we can get it to do brap braps, good. I mean, it needs a ton of work. Obviously, like I said, both tires are garbage. I can do a burnout regardless. One of the shocks doesn't have a spring on it at all. Coil over. Just a naked shock, and I'm assuming that's because of the exhaust is basically touching. It's also touching the head pipe fin here, and it's just, like I said, boogered together. So if I get it to run, we may actually go through, and I have some spare coilovers like chilling literally right there from her Harley that I replaced with some other ones. So we may put those on, clean it up, powder coat a couple things, make it. It'd be so cool to have just a small fleet of little rippers for the kids. For I almost said friends, but I don't have friends. I have friends, but no one comes over to hang out. So it'd be little brappers for me and the family. But I'm gonna keep cleaning. I'm gonna keep messing with this. I'm gonna do a part store run real quick off camera, and yeah, we'll come back to attempting to see if we can get this to fire up or something. I don't know. We got a couple more things to do. Figure out the wiring, get the carburetor cleaned out, then see where we're at. Next day, and this thing kicked my ass. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So we saw a little bit of yesterday's footage trying to clean this carburetor out. This thing, the needle and seat were just garbage. They were just stuck and full of gunk. The bowl was full of gunk. I got it all cleaned out and everything, but this is the bottom. This is the bottom of the petcock for the gas tank, and this is an indication of what I've been dealing with. So the tank itself, really clean on the inside, but I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. It's like this white crust everywhere. I'm assuming that's water that, you know, sat and got into the carburetor and then just oxidized the aluminum, something like that. But today, messing with some wiring. Mama Smith and Little Smith coming outside to do some playing. But this junky wiring right here is everything that was on the bike, and I've started to figure out points wire, coil wire need to go together, and that's where this 2-into-1 split actually from the factory wiring is going to get reused. I'm going to cut where the chunk solder is, get all that off. This wire went into this pigtail, or butt connector, pigtail, I don't know why I said that. From there, that would have ran up and connected to going off of, basically, I'm having to wire this like it's an XL250, even though the engine says SL250 and the frame says XL2. I don't know. It's a little bit of a hodgepodge, but in the wiring diagram, your black and white is your ignition, your green is your earth. This would have a battery on the opposite side of the air filter box, so behind this number plate over here. Since we're not running any lights of any sort, we just need a basic wiring. So we're gonna go ignition on the black and the white like it's supposed to be, earth, so I just ran that down to the coil, which I found some hardware. It actually bolted on. Threw the spark plug boot on. I just need to gap the plug, which grabbed an NGK, so gap the plug. I need to throw the bowl and all that junk back together. I got it roughly cleaned out. I just need to finalize it with some brake clean. I did grab a can of starting fluid in case. A couple gallons of some fresh fuel floating over there. Last night I roughly cleaned the tank out a little bit, so I need to cobble together our harness. Like I was saying, it's points wire, or wait, points wire's over here. So points wire connected to coil wire, connected to this ignition wire, and that's basically it. And then all of those are gonna branch together and go into one of these. I got the multimeter out. Basically what I'm gonna do is kick the bike over a bunch of times and check each one. It's a 6-volt system, so one of them is gonna give me a small amount of voltage. Probably not gonna give me a true 6 volts since I'm just barely kicking it, but all that does is energize the coil. And then the points break the circuit, which lets the spark go pap, 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 pap. Probably just talking out my ass, but let's start time lapse and get this thing together. See, after a little bit, maybe we can make some brap raps.
"2,000 years later."
Come on, get in here, dummy. Get in here. I gotta close the door. Come on, in the door. In. Thank you. Okay, it's just gonna be loud. You're not really gonna get a whole bunch of great audio on this clip, but yeah, you notice the sun has almost gone down, and we started this off in the morning, and now it's almost the end of day 2 because I put the bike back together, and we see everything is looking fantastic there. Oh, the camera's being stupid. There we go. Okay, now we're starting this clip off actually. It's been one of those days. I am getting my just ass handed to me. So I put the bike back together. I threw a bunch of fuel in, and check this out. You're just gonna see drip. That rag is soaked. So yeah, the brazing that whoever did on this tank to seal it, not only is it leaking on that side, it's also leaking on this side, directly onto the intake loop. So those rags are gonna stay there for the time being. I'll just go ahead and grind the brazing out and try and weld it, JB weld it, something like that. I got a TIG, I got a MIG, I can fix that. But yeah, like I was saying, it's been a few hours of me just getting my ass kicked. I don't understand what the deal is. So I'm gonna go over quick, once over what's going on. And we know this was all the wiring on the bike. I was told the bike ran, so I would assume it would work. From what I'm finding online, you have your alternator, generator, whatever you want to call it, inside of here. 1 second. Where did I put? So you have your alternator and your generator and everything inside of here. If you notice, that's all water and gross. Yeah. So pulled the cover off, and there's supposed to be an O-ring in there. The O-ring, of course, wasn't keeping all the water from getting inside, but at the same time, what I've been reading is this shares its oil with the actual oil from the engine, from the main case. So inside of there, you'll see there's actual still gum and stuff on everything, but those are the windings for the alternator, generator, whatever you want to call it. So you have your wiring that comes up into this plug. You have your points, you have your coil, They connect together. God, the thing just dripped on me. Okay, so that has to get fixed, obviously, before we can even begin to worry about trying to ride this thing all the time, because spark, fuel. Spark, fuel. No good. That's no good. But like I was saying, get my flashlight turned off. I'm supposed to have 6 volts out of the generator wiring. 6 AC volts. That runs up. Underneath the tank is the coil up here. So as the points open, that's the power runs up to the coil, tells the coil make the spark. Well, I don't understand. I'm getting the 6 volts there, but I'm not getting it. There's no spark out of the damn spark plug is what I'm getting at. I've kicked this thing over a million times. I'm in a t-shirt now. I was sweating my ass off. I've thrown a little bit of starting fluid down its gullet. I've done everything I can think of. I had a little piece of sandpaper. Okay. So I had a little piece of sandpaper floating around over here, and the last thing I could think of was I have cleaned. You're probably not going to be able to see. Actually, here, let's zoom in on that with the camera. I have cleaned those points. Come on, focus. Oh, whatever. I have cleaned those points till they're shiny in the center. I mean, yeah, the points could still be bad. I'm not really. I know enough about points, but not a whole bunch. I don't know. I put it all back together. We're going to kick it a couple more times. We're going to see if we can get it to fire off. And then, I mean, worst case, I'll strap a fucking strap to the handlebars and I'll have the wife drag me in gear down the damn street. I honestly, I don't care at all. I'm going to get you guys set up on the tripod. We're going to get a little bit of I guess, time-lapse and kicking fest. So here goes round 7,000 of whatever, kick fest. Okay, so, I mean, we should probably turn the petcock on. Yeah, that's great. Okay, right, it's in neutral. It's like impossible to kick it. Oh, get my shit out of my pockets. It's like impossible to kick this damn thing and do the choke. I need to get choke actually connected right. It has a zip tie on it right now, so let's just see what the fuck is gonna happen. Dude. That coughed. That was like that fire.
A few moments later.
Give this thing a snort. Shouldn't have put the airbox on, Joe. I get a little snort in there for. Dude! Come on. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's like throwing chunkies out of exhaust. It's running and it's idling. Oh my fucking god, let's go! Okay. Fuel leak. Stop for a minute. I can't believe. Dude. I'm assuming. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming there's a bunch of junk inside of here because it's chucking stuff out. Oh, can't even see me. Just throwing stuff out of the. Dude. Yeah, we got us a little bike. Petcock's still dripping fuel. I need to grab some gloves and a helmet, and I need to try to air these tires up, I guess. And let's see if we can take this thing around the block. I am so excited. I need to throw the transmission cover back on. What I read online, I guess, this is sharing its oil with the, oh, you can tell the bike's been down. Or no, that's the shift lever, huh? Yeah. So it shares its oil when it's running. It drips inside of itself, and that's where this is getting all its oil from. Obviously, I need to get the bike warm. We'll probably just take it out and do, you know, a little rip once or twice or something like that. And then I gotta come back, drain all the oil out of it, because it's gonna have a ton of water and just garbage. But I'm so excited. We got this little ripper to run. Oh, that is gross. Honda, just like Toyota, just never dies. So let's get this thing going. Yeah. Okay, good. Clearly, I'm the greatest YouTuber ever. Okay, something like that. Alright, definitely have to fix the petcock because that's leaking more than I want it to. I'll probably take this and chuck this. Okay, let's throw that one. It's a little stiff, but it works. Air in tires. Got the fuel leak fixed, I think. Probably can't hear me because they're on top of my head. Just gonna see if I can get this damn thing to free up. It makes some noises. But honestly, I think most of that is, yeah, I mean, the pipe is touching the man. Here, let's. Hey, we can actually hear each other now. What do you know? The tires say 1999. When did the last time this ran? I'm sweating. I have a hoodie on and it's 80 degrees. I take riding a little bit, probably overcautious. Helmet, gloves. Always make sure I have something to protect my skin. I've fallen a few times and I don't want to do any of that ever again. It sucks, but we got it. We got this little XR, SL, whatever you want to call it, this little 250 Honda 4-stroke to run and ride after all of those years. I think, like I was saying, most of that noise is the fact that the tank is not actually, yeah, that's probably 99% of the vibration I'm hearing is nothing is bolted down the way it needs to be. Everything is just kind of loosely set up. I did get those gas leaks, I think, to stop. I mean, it's not, here, let's see. Petcock off. My finger's dry. The case isn't all wet anymore. We got the getting the clutch to free up. I don't know. Hopefully all that GoPro footage is going to turn out great and stuff, but I read online, a guy said to double check your oil. I added just a touch extra just to make sure. And yeah, all I did was first through fifth, up and down the street in the gravel, just wide open with the clutch in. And then at one point I felt it free rev. So we got a clutch, we got a running bike, a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of toss up, you know, here and there, mess some things around. Mainly, look at the dry rot on these tires. Literally just about to explode. I'm pretty sure each and every lug is cracked in a 360-degree way all the way around it. Like it's gonna pull each lug off. So yeah, tires, you know, at some point maybe check the fork oil, little stuff like that. Just have a nice, reliable ripper for, you know, rain, snow, whatever. Build the fleet up, end up with 5, 6, 7 of these as a dune buggy, throw them on a trailer, head to the dunes, have some fun, something like that. But with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I got a bunch of little stuff to do. We got a powder coating video coming up with a giveaway on some valve cover stuff that I plan to do. Still compound turbo stuff there, bag stuff back there. There's a million things. But with that, like, comment, subscribe. Let your boy know. Was this fun? Did you wanna play with this? Should I give this one? No, I'm just kidding. Wife would kill me. Yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Average Joe builds. We'll see you later.